Yo guys, and on today's video I will be talking about Bitcoin getting rejected from the higher region. As well, I will be going over the Bitcoin volatility index right now, really suggesting we are going to get that more volatile movement towards the market in the coming days ahead of ourselves. And we will be talking about which direction we're going to be breaking towards. If we're either going to be breaking bullish or bearish in this case, is going to be very important for the Bitcoin market. At the same time, I will be going over a lot of other interesting charts that we do need to discuss for you guys out there. So guys, without any further ado, make sure to slap up that like button if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right away in towards the content and let's discuss Bitcoin. So what we can see is that Bitcoin once again got that rejection from that higher region of resistance. Bitcoin was actually starting to look pretty strong yesterday after, of course, potentially forming that W structure. It still broke down even further, and that was pretty unfortunate to see, since at that point the S&P 500 did increase in value. Only Bitcoin was decoupling from the S&P 500, only in a negative way. So that is pretty unfortunate to see on that case. However, we are once again back towards the lower side of support, and historically speaking, Bitcoin has been bouncing very strong from of this lower region. I'm still expecting massive volatility to come towards the market, and what I'm expecting here is that we are going to see massive volatility towards the downside in case we are going to be breaking this this horizontal support on the lower side. And I do expect massive volatility towards the upside if we do break the top side of resistance. So how will we approach this with a trading perspective is that I will be looking for long positions if we do break bullish and we go for a retest, and on the retest I would like to accumulate a long position. And we'll be looking for shorting positions if Bitcoin does decide to come down here and, of course, retest our previous support that then in this case is going to be flipping into resistance. It's going to be a very simple strategy I will be currently looking for, but it is definitely going to be a very interesting strategy to use. You can clearly see here on the volatility index measured by the percent of change on Bitcoin, you can clearly see that we're spiking back towards levels not seen basically since the summer low of Bitcoin back in 2021. What basically also was the point that Bitcoin created massive market volatility. So yeah, we're once again at these stages that Bitcoin can be creating these 5 to 6k moves here. So if you are really interested in trading, this is definitely the time, because volatility as a trader is definitely the thing that you want to be having here, because volatility could be, of course, make you a very big gain. Do notice on Bybit we're currently having a $4,050 deposit bonus, but also with a 0% maker fee for the coming 30 days. Make sure to benefit from this, and of course the bonuses are definitely very beneficial in these markets where we are trading a little bit lower, because yeah, if you do execute a trade here, you will be getting free bonus money where you could be trading with, and all those profits are going to go to you if you do make the profit out there. So definitely make sure to check that out in the link in the description. But more further on, talking about Bitcoin and this symmetrical triangle, we did saw a beautiful breakout on this pattern. However, Bitcoin faked this out massively and came down with a big red candle towards the downside. And right now, Bitcoin is retesting this upward sloping support line that right now will be probably flipped into resistance. So please, I would love to see, of course, once again a break above this region, but this is going to be, of course, for sure a little bit more of a harder region for Bitcoin to be breaking above right now. Also, looking further in towards the 4-hourly time frame, I am definitely going to be purely look at this range over here right now. If we do break bullish, and of course I've already talked about this yesterday I've been talking, yes, I am bullish on Bitcoin if we do decide to be breaking above this region, but unfortunately we have not done that. But what I will be saying right now here is that as soon as Bitcoin does decide to either break above this top region of this green box over here, we are going to be looking for exponential price surge towards the upside. And if Bitcoin does decide to be breaking below our support line, the lower side of this green box, we're going to look for sure lower targets on the market. In the period that we're still trading in the middle of this range here, it is just not, it's just not a direction that we are could be calling for Bitcoin. So I will be just patiently wait to see what Bitcoin is going to be developing on this market, and if it continuously goes sideways, I will be just waiting patiently till it is really going to choose that direction. Then at the same time, looking at the daily, this is the weekly time frame, but I will be zooming in towards the daily time frame. Looking at this Fibonacci retracement for Bitcoin, you can currently see, if I go to the daily time frame, Bitcoin is currently retesting the 0.618 here on the Fibonacci. This is of course a very typical bullish, this is a very typical good entry to look at for the markets, because yeah, we can also look back at history and we can clearly see back in January we had a beautiful retest and we rebounded towards the upside. Back here on the summer low, we rebounded also towards the upside. And right now, if we're going to zoom in, we got a perfect retest here on the 19th and 18th of May. And also, we've been testing this level already several times before. So this is actually a pretty interesting retest we're currently getting on the market. If you just definitely zoom out towards that weekly time frame, you can clearly see, okay, the significance is definitely here. Bitcoin has historically been bouncing from the 0.618 here on the Fibonacci. Will we be getting another bounce, or will we be, in this case, break down from here on? That's going to be the real big question. Personally, I will be just remain pretty calm right now, and I will be just waiting to see how it's going to be reacting. But of course, in hindsight, it will be seem pretty obvious if we do get another bounce. Also, guys, let me know in the chat if you do think that Bitcoin is going to create another weekly candle in the red here. We are currently formed already 8 weekly closes in the red here, but will we be forming a 9th one? Let me know in the comment section down below here. I'm very interested about what you guys currently think about that. Then, of course, really looking at the daily time frame, and let me remove this green box. I'm personally really looking for that bounce from the monthly level here. The monthly level for Bitcoin is going to be the 28.9k level. You can see Bitcoin has been bouncing from this already several times before, and historically speaking, Bitcoin has been bouncing from it in the summer low, and it has been bouncing from it back in January. So, of course, if we're going to get a bounce there, I will be aiming. I've been saying it several times before. And, of course, if you have not entered yet, you had still the opportunity yesterday to enter. We will be looking for an approximately 21% bounce towards the upside, what is going to be equaling the targets of 35.2k for Bitcoin. So, yeah, definitely very exciting what we're currently aiming for. I'm personally still take this level pretty seriously. And then we can probably potentially reach this very, very likely. So, yeah, further on towards the chart, so you can still see Bitcoin is creating that massive bullish divergence on this market from an oversold territorium, and of course, historically speaking, a bearish divergence that's getting created from an overbought territorium is historically a very strong bearish divergence, and a bullish divergence that's getting created from an oversold territorium usually tends to be indicating a very good buying opportunity, and of course, it tends to be also have greater reactions towards the market. So yeah, we can see, of course, very good examples from this. All the way back in the summer low, we formed a bullish divergence while markets were oversold. That historically showed us in a very strong rally towards the upside. Here we created a bearish divergence once the market was overbought, and that resulted in a string movement towards the downside. And right now we're forming a bullish divergence from the market being oversold once again, and this could be potentially lead towards a positive price bounce towards the upside again here. So yeah, I will be definitely patiently wait to see what is going to be playing out right now, but this has been historically a pretty strong buy signal for the market. We are forming a huge bullish divergence on the daily time frame while the market is oversold, and that could be potentially lead towards higher targets. Then also looking at the monthly time frame, we're currently still looking at this potential multi-month consolidation phase here. We can see, if we're zooming out, we have been seeing several of these consolidation phases before for Bitcoin. And yeah, this could be taking quite a while here. Bitcoin could be maybe for the rest of Q3, maybe the rest of Q4 as well, trade pretty much sideways, and then of course prepare itself for that massive breakout of the symmetrical triangle. However, what I'm currently doing is still dollar cost average furthermore in this market, because I want to be, of course, benefit from the low risk we're currently having in the market to scoop up my positions below $30,000 for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to be breaking bullish above this symmetrical triangle, we could be looking for an insane target towards the upside, what is already going to be surpassing the previous all-time high for Bitcoin. At the same time, while I was talking about low risk in the market, I think it's pretty low risk if we're going to also look at the Fear and Greed Index. Fear is still currently ruling in the market. We can see that the Fear and Greed Index is still sitting on this, 12 on the index. Pretty low, and of course, if we're going to look back at the whole history of the Fear and Greed Index, always once the readings are extremely low, it has historically been a very good buying opportunity, just like March 2020, just like July 2021, and of course also here back in November 2018, December 2018, we've all got these very good examples that once the market is once the market is in extreme fear, it historically has been a pretty good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. Then at the same time, I want to be talking about the Bitcoin addresses holding more than one Bitcoin. You can see a massive spike is getting created across this chart, showing and indicating the accumulation is definitely not stopping, and it will definitely become one turning point whether we're not going to see any sell pressure anymore for Bitcoin. That is also how the reversal came back in July 2021. Sell pressure was so low, and there was still a huge amount of accumulation going around here, and that is why we inevitably moved up with approximately 11 green daily candles in a row towards the upside. And of course, I actually wouldn't be all too surprised if Bitcoin is once again create a massive rally of approximately 12 or 13 days in a row towards the upside with green candles, because sell pressure is eventually going to run out here. And I don't really think that many more people will be selling their Bitcoin below 30,000 US dollars. And while accumulation is still spiking, we can still clearly see that redistribution from weak hands to strong hands, from people that are not willing to hold their Bitcoin for 30K, for people that actually are interested for buying Bitcoin at 30K, right? So we are seeing a change of guard right now, and that is going to be on the long run have a very positive effect for the market. Also, if we're looking at these addresses holding more than 10K Bitcoin, I'm trying to discuss this almost every single day with you guys out there, we can still see that massive spike is coming in the market. More and more 10K plus holders are in this market. They are stepping in towards this market, especially right now where the market's seen a big dip towards the downside. Well, you would say we are afraid that the market is very uncertain. We're going to come down. Bitcoin is going to go to 22K. At the same time, while people are screaming for those extreme low targets across Bitcoin, we can clearly see that whales holding more than 10K Bitcoins are extremely bullish right now, because they have been accumulating more and more and basically have been accumulating in a faster pace never seen this year before. Pretty interesting to check out, right? And yeah, guys, this was already it for today's update video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.